The latest South African xenophobia attacks are not what they seem. On the surface, they look like the result of economic hardship and failed political will, but that is just the tip of the iceberg. The real underlying cause is a mind problem. In the next few minutes, drawing from over 20 years of research and the Fourth Heritage Framework, I'm going to show you exactly which killer mindset is doing the damage, and why no amount of policy will fix this problem until we deal with the mind problem. It is easy when we see problems in African countries or in black societies to lazily attribute them to failed politics, weak leadership, or the lingering legacy of colonialism and racial hierarchy. Those explanations carry some truth, but they are partial. At some point, we Africans and other thinking people must stop looking at the symptoms and dig deep into our own thinking, into the way our minds are structured. Some of our great historical thinkers have already pointed to this. They have said our minds were dismantled by Arab and European colonization. That is true, but if we stop there, we'll keep treating the symptoms and never the disease. South Africa's own Stephen Biko famously said, "The most potent weapon in the hands of the oppressor is the mind of the oppressed." Most people read that line and hear only one half. Look at what the colonizer did to our minds. But there is a second half, harder to say out loud. If colonization was so successful, it is not only because the colonizer was strong. It is also because something in our mind architecture was already weak, already vulnerable, already easy to capture. Until we accept the second half, we are treating a deep disease with surface medicine. A few years ago, another South African, Vusi Tembokwayo, said something that has stayed with me. Watch this clip. It's short, but the truth in it is very enormous.
Black people were not ready for freedom. We weren't. We were not ready for freedom. I've studied everywhere we have been liberated, whether or not we were able to liberate ourselves from our own bondage. And it's a deep question. So, study us as a people. This is not a criticism, it's a reflection. If you differ, I'm happy to share perspectives. But study us as a people. You notice that everywhere where we are in bondage, we are phenomenal at fighting for our liberation. Once we've received it, something goes wrong. And the mindset is pervasive. And it's pervasive, it's invasive, it's insidious. It's like a virus. And if you try and remove, once a virus takes over a cell, it multiplies. And so the reason you can't remove the virus is the only way to kill it is to kill the host. That's where we are.
Reflect on that. This is not self-pity, it is diagnosis. It is telling you that the problem is not the presence or absence of an oppressor, neither is it other people. The problem is the architecture of the mind that we as a people espouse. At the Fourth Heritage Initiative, we have identified 6 killer mindsets, diseases of the tropical African mind that keep us from building durable civilization. And it is our mission at the Fourth Heritage Initiative to work towards eradicating them. In this video, I want to focus on just one of those mindsets, the one I see most clearly in these xenophobia attacks. It is called the herd mentality. Herd mentality is where the mind defaults to group opinion instead of truth. It is the loss of individual agents inside the noise of a crowd. Look at the footage coming out of South Africa. You see crowds singing, men and women carrying primitive weapons like sticks, shields, and machetes, and randomly beating up foreigners while the police stand and watch. In some of the clips, you can actually see the leaders lashing their own followers to keep them in line, the same way a farmer lashes cattle or sheep, the same way a farmer lashes his herd. These people have stopped being individuals. They are zombified. When the leader says jump, they just sing back and ask how high. Last month, a team of 4 astronauts flew all the way around the moon. They cooperated with each other and with the engineers back on Earth in Houston to achieve one shared goal. They built something the whole world watched and appreciated. That is a team, each person carrying a deliberate, constructive role towards a noble goal. What we are watching in South Africa is the opposite. It is a herd of human beings filled with animal impulses to break, to burn, and to destroy, not to build. A team builds, a herd destroys. And the test of any society is which one it produces more of. Now, I have to be honest with you. This is not just a South African problem. Most of us, whether you're South African, Ugandan, Nigerian, or other black African people anywhere, most of us are conditioned from childhood by the groups we are born into. Clan, tribe, religion, village, whatever. We absorb their reflexes, we adopt their enemies. We never quite cultivate individual agents beyond the groupthink. We never want to stand out alone against the leader, against the elder, or against the majority. That is the inheritance. And until we retrain ourselves to have personal agents, to think independently of our birth groups, we will keep being pulled easily and predictably towards destruction, not towards construction. This is exactly what the Fourth Heritage Framework is built to address. For over 20 years, I've been researching and I've written several books and papers, also founded the Fourth Heritage Initiative, an organization that specifically works to retrain our young people beyond the self-limiting and negative mindsets we inherit from our groups of birth. So here is my message. Once this round of killings ends, another round will come in 5 years, in 10 years, and it could be in South Africa or another African country or wherever our people live. Unless we work on the mind, the cycle does not break by itself. The work falls on us. Let us think, collaborate, and build things of value. We can use frameworks like the Fourth Heritage to retrain ourselves and to raise children who will not slip passively into herds or groupthink. If we do this, if we retrain agents, conscience, and discernment in ourselves and in our children, then we will come together and build things the world can truly appreciate inside Africa, outside Africa, or anywhere our minds choose to go. The choice is ours. Thank you for listening.